Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 6 of Levitated. Last episode we got here to the Nether. As you see right here, we are in the Hell biome, that's the Nether, and there is noticeably nothing around. The Nether in this pack is a void world, so we have to go about fixing it. That is where we left off last time. So, quick refresher as to what we have to make. We need a terrain scanner, a biome scanner, and eventually a scanner queue in order to rebuild the Nether. The key part, well, there's two main things I think that go into making these things. First of all, we need an assembler. So an assembler uses solder to put stuff together. Second of all, we need a bunch of these we need three different types of casings. Right, the terrain scanner casing for the terrain scanner, the biome scanner casing for the biome scanner, and the just a regular machine block. But we can't make the scanner queue until we have access to the others, because this needs glowstone somewhere to make the energetic alloy. All right, let's go back to the to the end here. I like how this pack includes a mod that makes another portal transport instant. It also gets rid of that slightly nausea-inducing swirliness. So, let's follow the quest line here. Step 1, make ourselves an assembler to make more complex machines. How bad is this? Okay, this is easy. In fact, the trick is we have to make a bunch of these CCBs. So it's 1, 2, 3 CCBs. And these are... Right, okay, I remember. So we have to make basic capacitors for this, which is why we went and made a trip to the center of the island last time to get some grains of infinity. In order to make those CCBs, we also need copper wire. So the efficient way to make copper wire is to get 2 wires per ingot on a metal press, but we can't make a metal press yet because it involves steel. The inefficient way then is to cut a plate with shears or wire cutters, and even plates we can't make the efficient way yet. So the efficient way to make plates is either casting it, metal pressing it, compressor it, or compactoring it, or even rolling machining it, none of which we can do. The only one we can do is use a small plate presser to turn 9 ingots into 4 plates, so it's slightly worse than 2 to 1. What an awful deal. The way this works is if we set you to place block, that should place the block as its name suggests, put the small plate presser above it, give it a redstone signal, and a chunk. That not how this works? That's awkward. What's the matter here? Is this a wrong type of block? No? Oh, right. The small plate presser needs to be a block higher. Wait, I'm lying again. The small plate presser is in the right spot. You need an obsidian block underneath it, something hard to press it against. So now if we put our timer here, ka-chunk, that presses our plates. All right. So that gets us 12 copper plates, which we can then cut with shears, if I can find my shears. I forgot one of our plates, or one of our blocks, so now we have 16 plates. Cut those into wires, wrap those into these. Uh-oh, what am I short on? I am short on a couple things. 2 more of this, and 2 more of... or 1 more of these. Makes the board. Alright, and then do we just smelt the board? Let's smelt the board. While the board smelts, we can work on the assembler. So we need... does every one of these use a frame? Yeah, we have to make a lot of machine blocks. This is the unstable ingot stuff, so we're probably going to explode. I guess if we're going to explode, let's get it over with now. I only have 8 diamonds. That is not going to be enough. Alright, we can make 2. So we'll use our first one to make the assembler and the second one to make the terrain scanner. I believe the terrain scanner, in theory, can be used all by itself. So we'll start with just that. Hopefully we don't explode this time. I've come up with a pretty easy way to do the crafting, I think. So on my hotbar, I have all 9 slots laid out, and then we can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, done. That's 1, and then just have to do that again. Come on, no explosions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, done. Much easier. I crafted an assembler. In order to use it, though, we need to make solder. So step 1 is to make the solder powder, And according to the quest here, it says, let's see, to create a bucket of solder, simply right-click on fire with a bucket of solder powder. All right, so I assume we have to take you and put you in a bucket. Take 4 of you and put you in a bucket. Ew. Gonna need more buckets. At least these aren't made with plates. All right, so that's 2 buckets of solder powder, and then we have to click that on fire. So, hey, would you look at that? And again. All right, so now we have 2 buckets of solder. It takes 1 bucket of solder per operation in the assembler, I believe. What else does the assembler make? 5 pages. Oh, it can use a lot of different things. It makes a tech reborn circuits, pneumatic craft PCBs using solder. So it looks like solder is something we're going to be using or making a lot of. It can be made more efficiently in the Tinker smeltery though, so that's probably how we'll end up making it, as opposed to doing it the by hand way. Alright, so I assume we just right click this on. I've actually never used this machine before. I didn't even know Extra Utilities had it. Does Extra Utilities use it for any of its own recipes? None of these are for Extra Utilities. Weird machine. All right. But anyways, now we can take this casing and solder that with empty map and a building gadget. It appears I am 1 diamond short of making the building gadget. I have 1 diamond in here. Any others sitting around? No. Can I reprocess these into diamonds yet? What machines can do that? Pulverizers. And that's it. But no, I can't. Alright then. I guess we're going to dig up more diamonds. There's plenty of diamonds down here. It's just that they're kind of hard to get to. Like, how do I... Where do I land to mine these? I haven't quite figured that one out yet. And then all the easy to access ones I've kind of already mined. So it's like, I don't know. Do I start from the top and work down? I'll figure something out. Do I try to build something and then land on that on the next pass, hopefully without killing myself and without running out of fireworks? Can I get it? I did it! And I didn't kill myself. Perfect. 1 vein was able to provide enough diamonds for now, so... Oh boy, this uses a lot of energy. I hope the progress doesn't reset if the energy bar runs out, because I'm not producing enough power to run it. No, it looks like it just crafts slowly. Alright, so instead of taking... Wait, is it counting backwards? I don't know. It is overall making forward progress, so that's good enough for me. What I could do is just... I think this is probably our biggest energy drain. We could disable that briefly so that we can run our assembler at full speed. Almost there. It says it takes a minute in practice. I think it took almost 2, but come on. 98, 99, and we're done. 1 terrain scanner. And we've completed a goal. Alright, so at this point, yeah, we can go to the Nether. Bring a capacitor to the Nether and start rebuilding. Well, my capacitor is empty. So, oh, no, don't click that. Our capacitor is empty, so I'm actually just going to bring a generator instead. Close enough, right? Let's head back to the Nether and figure out how this thing works. I've never used a scanner mod before, so I don't know what exactly it takes to configure this. But I assume it's chunk-based. So, I mean, I guess we'll put it here. Place biome scanner adjacent to show. Nope, but we don't have a biome scanner, so we're only doing 1. Oh, I see. So the biome scanner can tell you. It gives you a map, so you can only generate. You can choose to generate the chunks that you're interested in. I assume the higher you go, the faster, or the more energy it takes. It says it's doing something. Are you down here? Hey, it's making the world exist. How nifty. It actually doesn't even use that much power to do it. Alright, well, let's let it do its thing. We can now harvest netherrack. I guess if I use this pickaxe, I get nether bricks. But if I go get my normal non-smelting pickaxe, we can get netherrack. Let's go inside here a little bit. I saw that there were some ores. There's nether quartz. That's very good. We've needed that. And I know I saw ores as this thing generated. So let's see if we can find some useful ores in here somewhere. There we go. That's something. Let's get down to it. Ow. I have an elytra. I didn't have to take that damage. Alright, so I definitely want the glowstone. I think the magma we could turn into lava. Right, we have a squeezer. Mechanical squeezer squeezes into this, which we can squeeze again into lava. Sweet. So now this is our a source of lava. This is silver. I don't think we have silver in the end. So that's a new resource. Lots of pigmen. Lots of pigmen. But I guess that's because this is the only place they're allowed to generate. Alright, well, mission successful for now, I guess. I'm gonna come back with a regular pickaxe to get some regular nether brick, but with access to lava now, we can make our smeltery functional. Let's take... Oh, no, not there. Let's take a look at the resources tab. Where is the end? Wait, you can find... Oh, yes, how do I get the nether resources block? I guess nothing tells me about nether resources. Stories of the past. No, that's something completely unrelated. Alright, so you want me to obtain a netherrack. Good deal. Let's go get a regular pickaxe and do that. Let's also begin the process of making energetic alloy. Acquiring netherrack has opened up a whole lot of quests here. Seems to eventually get us to the rainbow generator, but for now we have made it to the nether. So our options are from here to create life. That seems good because that can get us at least partial creative flight. Yeah, we probably won't go all the way to here yet because that requires fighting the Gaia Guardian. We can get steel. I definitely want that. That's probably where I want to go first. Withers, nah, or resonating stuff. Is that how we make these frames a bit less painfully? No, we don't get non-painful frames until industrial machine casing, which is over here. All right, so yeah, let's start by looking at what it takes to get blazes. Blazes occasionally spawn on nether bricks, so we need to probably make another brick platform. With enough luck, you might also find a blaze spawner in another fortress. Well, we don't have another fortress. I'm kind of curious how this terrain scanner actually like chooses to generate chunks, because that's clearly not chunk aligned. So if I put it like here and give it some power, will you generate chunks somewhere else? Yeah, you generate. So I guess it generates chunks, or generates a chunk worth of terrain immediately to its upper right corner relative to where you place it, maybe? I'm not quite sure. But anyways, you know what, actually, before we do the blaze stuff, why don't we go back to this here and finish making the other things to make this generation process a little bit less painful. So you're coming with me. We've made 3 of these in a row without exploding. Let's keep that up, because I'm a big fan of it not exploding. There's number 4 and number 5. Let's see. You go here. Go these there. And this is stressful. All right, perfect. Made another bucket of solder because I think it takes a total of 3 buckets of solder for the 3 machines we need. So this is making the queue, and then in order to make the scanner, I have to make some end steel, and 20,000 RF at 15 a tick is once again slow. The theme of this pack has been slow machines. While this crafts are lasting though, why don't we also go ahead and set up our smeltery now? I'll take... I guess this is probably the easiest thing to turn into mana or lava. I know we can squeeze netherrack for lava, but it takes a fair bit of energy to do so. Whereas I imagine squeezing this uses less energy. First of all, can we turn this into blaze powder somehow? Can we like centrifuge it? if with an industrial centrifuge or a centrifugal separator. So the answer is probably no, we cannot. All right. How did that get in there? Anyways, this is a much more efficient way of making lava than squeezing netherrack. But here we go. Lava. I accidentally discovered that I can increase my seared brick count by taking advantage of auto smelt by turning them into cracked seared bricks. So I don't think we can turn these back into regular seared bricks in any way, short of smelting them down. But if we're gonna smelt it down, we may as well just smelt regular like cobblestone down. And if I break it again, I don't get any more yield. Well, whatever. This can get us up to a 2x2 smeltery faster, although it does make it look kind of hideous. But oh well, hideous is fine. Anyways, there we go. Alright, now to melt stone. Is there compressed cobble, and can we melt that? We cannot. So in packs where you can't melt compressed cobble, you do the next best thing. That is, you take some cobble, you turn it into large plates. Let's see, these plates, and you melt those in the smeltery. With this, we can turn stone into these seared bricks more easily, so that we don't have to look one more. So that we don't quite have to spend as much we don't have to spend quite as much of our clay and stuff making smeltery blocks. So anyways, while that melts, let's check on the status of this. Scanners are done. So those are our 3 scanner components, a generator for it. Let's put it all together and hopefully let it generate a little bit of the nether for us. A place to call home at least. So Q, let's see, I'm gonna put the terrain scanner in the middle. Do they all take power? They do. Okay, is it sufficient for me to just power the scanner? Let's see, show map. So click to scan, insufficient power. I'm gonna wait a little bit, I guess, to let it charge up its internal buffer. We have more than 50,000 in here now, so if I want this chunk, I click it. Which chunk was that? Was that this one right here? Did it do anything? Let's see. Right, it's this chunk here that I clicked. It used power. Already building. Is it already building though? I don't believe it. I see nothing. Oh, it's not building because I didn't hit the turn on button. That makes sense. And now it is building. All right. And now this should also generate in a chunk-aligned manner. Or maybe it's... Yeah, no, these do look like chunk coordinates. Its building is pretty slow, again, on account of the fact that I'm powering it with a whopping 30 RF a tick, but it's doing the thing. Now, how do I queue up more chunks? I might need more power to queue up more chunks. So I guess I can't do that. Alright, let's jump down there and see what's actually down there. Mistakes were made. Whoops. Give me an ender pearl so I can teleport back. I was like, yeah, I'll just use my elytra to break my fall. What could go wrong? Apparently, forgetting to glide with the elytra is what could go wrong. Hello? Oh, it generated chunks around my grave. That's most unfortunate. Alright. Well, I got my grave back, but now I'm stuck here. I hope I didn't count as looking at that enderman. After I died, it generated the blocks around my grave, and thus entombed my grave. That was kind of funny, huh? Alright, let me back. At least we were able to get our stuff back. But yeah, here we go. It's still not chunk-based. It seems to, only kinda sorta play by chunk rules. But oh well. I guess it's based on offset to itself, or it's based on corners of the or like quadrants. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I think there's a 50,000 RF cost to queue up a chunk. Looking at the biome scanner here, for a cost, we get to have it tell us what biome the chunk is. I have news for you, biome scanner. Every chunk here is going to be hell biome, as far as I know. Does this tell me anything about... By combining with a biome scanner that normally only scans... Oh, okay, so the biome scanner is needed to work remotely. It can also tell you what biome the chunk is, but we're not terribly interested in that piece of information. And then the queue is required to queue stuff. All right, but to meaningfully get value out of this, we do need something that can be a little bit faster or generate a little bit more power. Switching our ender generator over from ender pearls to eyes of ender will quadruple the energy and double the power output, both of which seem like good things. So let's see about getting blazes spawned in. If we make nether brick here, it says spawns blazes when placed in the nether. Seems reasonable. And let's build a little platform out of it. In fact, I'm going to make myself another building cat. No, I'm not, because I think I'm out of diamonds again. Just kidding. All right, but yeah, we're going to build a small platform out of these nether bricks. The auto smelt came in quite handy to give us a lot of nether brick. And if we build it far enough from the air, from the chunks that we've generated, I'm gonna get some slabs so I can build out a ways without building on anything that mobs are allowed to spawn on. We can build a blaze spawning platform out there. That's enough slabs, right? Ended up making a building gadget anyways, went mining for some diamonds because that makes this so much easier. Alright, so if I get I don't actually know how far away I have to be to make sure those mobs are out of range, but I want the best spawn rate possible. So I'll go 100-ish blocks out. I think that's enough. Here it is, a simple 7x7 of nether brick. And I hope that by running away a little bit, we can get blazes to spawn. Of course, the way I have it laid out now, if I actually do spawn a blaze, I don't know how I'm going to get back to the platform to kill it. I spawned something, and that's not a blaze. But, oh, come on. I punched that back. I am completely incapable of reflecting gas fireballs, apparently. But, look, a blaze. Alright, so I think that's proof of concept enough for me. I'm going to get out of here before I die to that ghast. Don't have any ranged weapons, but at least I'm back with a sword this time. So what I want to do is build a wall around this thing so that I can fight blazes with a bit less chance of dying. Although, without the wall, they just kind of float off the edge. This is really bad. I don't have arrows. You know what? Here, you. Just stop it. Fall into the void, please. I'm gonna... Stop it! I'm gonna build a border around this thing, and then we can turn this room into a blaze killing room. Have you fallen into the void yet? Why won't you leave me alone? Leave me alone. Bye-bye. There's that little blaze room now. It's tall enough to spawn blazes, but not tall enough to spawn gas, so we shouldn't get harassed by ghasts. The roof is covered in slabs, so nothing should spawn up there. So if I just stand a fair distance away, I think about like 30-ish blocks, blazes should start spawning. Blazes should start spawning. Maybe they're in there already. Maybe it's not tall enough. Where are my blazes? Come on, blazes. I need your dusts. I made it 2 blocks taller, and immediately we're getting blaze spawns. I guess it needs to be at least... I had 3 air blocks in there before. Now I have 4. Right. I also get zombie pigmen. And they don't like being splashed by my sword. Well, anyways, I'm gonna kill a couple blazes, try to get a rod at least. I think if we get a 1 blaze rod, we can start switching our blaze over to deep mob learning, which will be a much easier way of producing blaze rods than, having to kill them. 1 blaze rod, please. I think I have fortune on my pickaxe, so that's even easier. Alright, good. With that, we can make a data model, but it's still faulty tier, which means we have to kill 6 more blazes to level that up to basic. Once we get to basic, then we can do the rest of it in the simulation chamber. So, 6 more blazes to go. 1 blaze left. And then, oopsie, that's not a sword. And then we can level this up much more easily without having to kill stuff. Alright, we've made it to basic. During this time, I've also killed some zombie pigmen, and we got a piece of rotten pork from them. This looks to be a catalyst in the summoning ritual to get pigs. We have a 90% chance to get a pig, but we probably want pigs 2 at a time. Kinda makes them significantly more useful, so I'm gonna have to come back and kill more zombie pigmen later. But for now, this will suffice. Anyways, the data model here uses 256 RF per tick, which means that if I put you in here, you will use a lot more energy than this one did. This one was only 80. So we're going to have to step up our RF production as well. This won't run until we give it power, and it won't give it power until we plug it in. But I'm going to get it started now, and then there we go. It's starting to run simulations. So while it's at basic tier, it always produces hellish matter, which is experience. It can be made into gold or some other things. This is a particularly interesting recipe. We can turn hellish matter and gunpowder into blaze powder for more energy. This is a not very interesting recipe. Or we can turn it directly into experience. All right, well anyways, yeah, I'm going to just let this run slowly to level the model up. But the other thing we can do with, now that we have a fair bit of this blaze powder, is make the blast furnace. So let's take a look at what exactly this entails. Okay, this is just a standard blast furnace recipe. We can, if we make a blast furnace, we can make steel. If we make steel, we can make water wheels. And water wheels produce energy a lot more efficiently because they don't use any fuel than this thing. So 3 water wheels can power, well, 3 sets of water wheels can power this data model without having to consume any fuel at all. And really, things that don't use fuel are just better than things that use fuel, right? For the production of steel, I made another coke oven as well, so we don't have to try to split the products. We can just use a dedicated coke oven here to make either charcoal or probably more likely coke. Let's form that. And then a blast furnace. So how many blocks in between? Maybe 3 in between? That gives us some room to put like their preheaters and some other stuff later. What we're making now though is just a crude blast furnace. The crude blast furnace cannot be automated insofar it doesn't connect with any item or fluid conduits. So no connections. Because of that, we can't pipe into it. We have to fill it manually. I assume it takes iron and it takes either charcoal or coke. So let me yoink some of that. And just to get it started. But I think in the long run, it's better off using coke. The ratio is 1:1 when using coke, and I think 4:1 when using charcoal. So again, better to use charcoal. Let's just take, better to use coke. Let's just take these blocks of coal, throw them in here. Good. As for the fluid, I think because this produces plenty of creosote, I'm just going to void all the fluid coming out of this coke oven. I'd rather it just never get jammed. Well, apparently each pristine blaze batter produces 22 blaze rods. That's a lot of blaze rods. In fact, that's so many blaze rods that I'm willing to just do that to turn them into blaze powders quickly. Anyways, that makes Eye of Enders, which I think also conveniently stacked to 64. And that doubles our power output. Very good. Alright, so I'm going to turn all of these into Eyes of Ender before we end up burning them for power.